50 miles, one road, and some of the most jaw-dropping scenery you will ever see from a car window. This is going to the Sun Road in Glacier National Park, Montana, widely considered one of the most beautiful drives in North America. It cuts right through the heart of the park, climbing over the Continental Divide at Logan Pass, passing turquoise lakes, roadside waterfalls, and glacier-carved peaks that look almost too dramatic to be real. But here's the thing, a lot of people just drive straight through and miss the best parts. So today, we're breaking down the 12 stops you absolutely need to make along this road, from west to east, so you can experience everything this iconic drive has to offer. Let's get into it. Number 1, Apgar Village. Our first stop is right near the west entrance of the park. Abgar Village is a small lakeside community sitting on the southern shore of Lake McDonald. It's the perfect place to ease into your day before tackling the road. There are a few gift shops, a cafe, and boat rentals here, but the real draw is the view. Walk down to the rocky shoreline and you'll get your first glimpse of those famous colorful stones beneath crystal clear water, with mountains rising in the background. If you're starting your drive in the morning, grab a coffee here and soak it in for a few minutes. It sets the tone for everything that follows. Number 2, Lake McDonald. Just a short drive from Apgar, Lake McDonald is the largest lake in Glacier National Park, stretching about 10 miles long and over 400 feet deep. On a calm morning, the surface becomes a near-perfect mirror, reflecting the surrounding peaks. There are several pullouts along the road where you can stop and take photos, but the most popular spot is near Lake McDonald Lodge. The lodge itself is a beautiful Swiss chalet-style building from 1913 that's worth a quick walkthrough. The lobby has this incredible rustic charm with huge timber beams and a stone fireplace. Even if you're not staying there, it's a great place to stop, stretch your legs, and grab a snack. Number 3, Trail of the Cedars. This is one of the easiest and most rewarding short walks along the entire road. Trail of the Cedars is a flat, paved, wheelchair-accessible boardwalk loop that's less than a mile long. It winds through an ancient cedar and hemlock forest that feels like stepping into another world. The massive red cedars here are hundreds of years old, and the air smells incredible, that deep, earthy evergreen scent that you just can't get anywhere else. You'll also cross over Avalanche Gorge, where glacial meltwater has carved the red rock into a narrow, churning channel. It's one of those spots where everyone stops to take a photo, and honestly, the pictures never quite do it justice. Number 4, Avalanche Lake. If you have the time and energy for one proper hike on this drive, make it Avalanche Lake. The trail starts from the same parking area as Trail of the Cedars and adds about 4.5 miles round trip with a moderate elevation gain. The payoff is absolutely worth it. You'll arrive at a stunning alpine lake nestled in a glacial cirque, with sheer cliff walls rising on 3 sides and thin ribbons of waterfalls cascading down into the milky blue-green water. It's one of the most photographed spots in the entire park, and for good reason. The parking lot here fills up fast, especially in peak season, so either arrive early or consider using the park's free shuttle system. Number 5, The Loop. As you begin climbing toward the alpine section of the road, you'll hit the loop, a dramatic 180-degree hairpin turn that marks the transition from dense forest to high mountain terrain. There's a small parking area here with restrooms, and it offers a fantastic view of Heaven's Peak, standing at nearly 9,000 feet. This is also the ending point for hikers completing the famous Highline Trail from Logan Pass. If you see people emerging from the trailhead looking tired but incredibly happy, that's why. It's a great spot to take a breather, snap some photos, and appreciate the engineering marvel of the road itself as it zigzags up the mountain face. Number 6, Birdwoman Falls Overlook. Keep your eyes peeled as you continue climbing, because Birdwoman Falls is one of those stops that's easy to miss if you're not looking for it. There's a small pullout on the side of the road with just enough room for a handful of cars. From here, you'll see a stunning waterfall plunging about 490 feet down a sheer rock face across the valley. It's fed by snowmelt from the cliffs above, which means it's most impressive in early to midsummer. Bring binoculars if you have them, because the details in the rock and the water from this distance are really something. It's one of the quieter, less crowded stops, and it's absolutely worth your time. Number 7, Weeping Wall. This is one of the most unique and fun stops on the entire drive. The Weeping Wall is a section of the road where water literally seeps and sprays out of the rock face directly onto passing vehicles. During peak snowmelt, it's like driving through a natural car wash. There's no formal parking area, so you'll need to slow down, roll down the window if you're feeling adventurous, and take it in as you drive through. Just be aware that the road can be slippery here. It's one of those moments that catches everyone off guard. Suddenly, you're laughing and reaching for your camera at the same time. Number 8. Logan Pass. This is the big one. Logan Pass sits at 6,646 feet and is the highest point on Going to the Sun Road. It straddles the Continental Divide, which means rain falling on one side of this ridge flows to the Pacific, and on the other side, it flows to the Atlantic. There's a visitor center here with exhibits on the park's geology and wildlife, and the surrounding alpine meadows are often bursting with wildflowers in July and August. Mountain goats are frequently spotted right near the parking lot, completely unfazed by the crowds. From here, you can access the hidden Lake Overlook Trail, about 2.5 miles round trip, which offers some of the most breathtaking views in the entire park. Fair warning though, the parking lot fills up by around 9:30 in the morning during peak season, so plan accordingly. Number 9. Highline Trail Viewpoint. Even if you don't plan to hike the full Highline Trail, walk the first quarter mile from the Logan Pass parking lot. The trailhead starts right across the road from the visitor center, and within minutes, you're on a narrow path carved into the side of a cliff with the garden wall towering above you and a massive valley dropping away below. It's exhilarating. There's even a cable bolted into the rock for nervous hikers to hold onto during the initial exposed section. The views from just this short stretch are world-class, and you'll quickly understand why the Highline is consistently ranked as one of the top hikes in the United States. Number 10. Sunrift Gorge. Now we're on the east side of the pass, and the landscape begins to shift. Sunrift Gorge is a quick roadside stop where Bering Creek has carved a deep, narrow channel through the rock. The walk from the parking area to the gorge is less than a minute. It's a small stop, but it's impressive. The power of water over time on full display. From here, you can also take a short trail down to Bering Falls, which is about 1/3 of a mile and well worth the detour. The falls aren't massive, but they're beautiful and usually much less crowded than other spots along the road. Number 11. Jackson Glacier Overlook. Here's a bit of a sobering stop. Jackson Glacier Overlook is the only place along Going to the Sun Road where you can actually see a glacier from the road. When the park was established in 1910, there were around 150 glaciers. Today, fewer than 30 remain, and they're shrinking every year. The Overlook has interpretive signs that explain the glacier's retreat and what it means for the park's ecosystem. It's a powerful reminder of why these places matter and why visiting them now feels so important. On a clear day, the glacier gleams white against the dark rock, and it's a view you won't forget. Number 12. St. Mary Lake and Wild Goose Island. We're saving one of the most iconic views for last. As you descend toward the east entrance, St. Mary Lake stretches out before you. A stunning 10-mile-long glacial lake with that unmistakable deep blue color. And sitting right in the middle of it is Wild Goose Island, a tiny tree-covered island that has become one of the most photographed spots in all of Montana. There's a designated overlook with parking where you can pull over and take it all in. The best light here is usually in the morning or late afternoon, when the sun creates dramatic shadows across the surrounding peaks. It's the perfect final stop before you exit the park on the east side, a last gift from a road that just keeps giving. And those are the 12 stops you absolutely cannot miss on Going to the Sun Road. Whether you spend a few hours or a full day on this drive, every single mile has something worth stopping for. A few quick tips before you go. First, the road is typically open from late June through mid-October, depending on snowfall. Second, you'll need a vehicle reservation during peak summer months, so book those well in advance. Third, get an early start. 7 a.m. or earlier is ideal to beat the crowds and have the best chance at parking, especially at Logan Pass. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next adventure. We've got a lot more national park guides coming your way. Until next time, happy travels.